Hey guys, it's Jacob Michaels here again, or Jacob Smith. Once again, same intro as always. And I want to take a minute. I do a lot of product reviews, I do this and that, but I want to take a minute first off just to talk about some of the most beneficial books I've gotten over the last last 2 years. Last 2 years, sorry. Now, first things first. My learning has exponentially increased via where I'm at. I got to meet more people. I've got to be in almost every Penguin Live lecture, and all of that bearing in mind, while that has been really great for my learning, nothing has benefited me more than reading books. And not just books that everybody goes out and buys. Books that my friends have written, books that, maybe not everyone knows about, which we'll get to that here in a moment, though most of these you probably do know about. These are all mentalism texts here, but also there are books that are outside of traditional mentalism, which unfortunately, because I'm still moving in and my office is not set up yet. As you can see, it's a very blank room right now. You can't see the floor, but it's very kind of sporadic. So I'm not going to dig through and get my business books, but I do have these handy right here and now, and I want to take a moment to talk about some of the things that benefited me most just in my journey to trying to work from being just a kid at Penguin Live to wanting to be a working full-time pro. I'm not a working full-time pro yet. I still have places to go. I still have things to learn. And I still have business techniques to get down. So the first thing I'm going to say, this is one of the most beneficial products that I've personally purchased. Definitely reading on business and researching what top 10 lists for business books are. Dale Carnegie's Win Friends and Influence People. Must pick it up. If you don't own it, you think that you've already got that skill set down, empty your cup. Go back to the beginning and imagine you're just take your knowledge and think, all right, I'm actually socially awkward. I'm going to fix this through this book. Look at it that way. That's how I looked at it, because I was in an interesting situation when I started getting into this kind of stuff and getting into the business books and the Win Friends, Influence People techniques and influence in general. And I can't go into that because that's part of my presentation. It's kind of one of my life struggles to keep to myself, but it's an interesting situation to be in, and I was in, and I completely rebuilt myself based on that. So first book, Win Friends, Influence People by Dale Carnegie. You can pick up a copy anywhere. Go to a half-price bookstore or something like that. All of the Seth Godin works is number 2. Everything by Seth Godin, buy it, especially the Purple Cow. The Purple Cow is why people like Colin McLeod, why Fraser Parker, why Kennedy, why Phil Smith, Osterland originally, why all of those guys really had something completely different. Dan Harlan definitely is beyond a purple cow. He's like a multicolored cow. And the funny thing is, all of you watching this think, oh, I know Dan Harlan. You've not. I doubt some of you have seen some of Dan Harlan's mentalism that he does and some of his other stuff that he does. It's nuts. Like, the stuff that he does not share is so crazy that it'll blow your mind. I've got to see it live and participate in some of it. But anyway, so all the Seth Godin works, because those books will get you in the right mind state to kind of figure out where you need to move next. Third thing I'm going to say is go out and join Toastmasters. Toastmasters International is an organization that is literally there to help build people's speaking abilities. Whether you want to be a professional speaker, or if you want to be a performer, an entertainer, whatever. Personally, I'm going to be the professional speaker anymore, and I'm using mentalism to do that and to illustrate my works. And something I learned from Colin McLeod again, which we'll get to him in a moment. But go out and join Toastmasters. I think it's like a $40 every 6 months investment. Usually there's meetings all over town. I don't know how the clubs. I only go to one club personally, and I do that 3 times a month. And you go through a competent communicator manual. 10 lessons start off, then a leadership manual, 10 lessons, and then you can expand out from there and become a much more proficient speaker. One of the things you might notice about me is I pause, I have cadence, I gesture just the right time, and I can project my personality a lot better than, say, the normal person that does this or that. And I'm not putting myself on a pedestal here. I'm just literally saying it's because of Toastmaster. I owe the world to those guys, and I've got to test a lot of great material out in Toastmasters. So let's get down to the mentalism side of it now. This is kind of, I'm going to start this off as we're going from business to mentalism. So this is kind of the secret business side of mentalism. This book right here. It's not appearing very well on my screen. There it is. Richard Osterland's Professional Mentalist Field Manual. Beautifully constructed. I purchased mine from, oh, I think this is great. It's actually signed. I forgot. I got this signed by Richard a while back. I actually completely forgot that. I guess not popping up. But this book is the ins and outs of not. It's got routining. It's got trick. It's got talks about tricks in here, but not gives you any. It's all about things such as working surrounded, carrying a magnifying glass. Great secret you never would expect. Imply but not state your power. Things like that. There's all kinds of essays in this. It's a complete collected essay of professional mentalist advice. It's 113 pages, and there's worksheets in here as well. So do the worksheets, do the work, use this book. It's fantastic. Richard's a walking encyclopedia of mentalism. So the next book, kind of I'm including them as two because they're 1 and 2, and that would be these guys right here. True Mysteries 1 and 2 by my very good friend Fraser Parker. These books have been immensely beneficial to me. And the truth is, I love the propolis stuff getting into mentalism. That's what I wanted to do, is the propolis kind of no visible compromise things. And that's kind of what's covered in here to an extent too. Though True Mysteries and True Mysteries 2 are more on the hypnosis illusion than anything, and the illusion of trance. But the beautiful thing is these books will take you from A to B and how to do verbal magic or mentalism, whatever you want to call it, mystery arts, hypnosis, fake hypnosis, but real hypnosis at the same time, because you're using your words to do situations and create trance states. It's really bizarre. But these books instilled me with such excellent concepts that it really opened my mind up. And now Fraser's one of my very best friends, and I love Fraser, and we help each other, power through ideas. And it's just beautiful what's contained in these books. Gavin O'Rourke, of course, I can't pronounce your last name, Gavin. I'm so sorry. But Gavin's work in here, too, is just absolutely amazing in the second one. It's really great. And Fraser's one of those guys that's really trying to unite the community and get us to tag together as thinkers and really create more ideas and help each other. And that's one of the reasons I really love Fraser and these works in general. It's one of the first things where you see a collaborative effort going into a book. Now, right here I have Bridge by Aaron Alexander. For me, the effect is amazing. It's a kind of synchronicity effect that can be used in psychic readings and the psychological entertainer and whatever. I use the bridge quite a bit, and I've used it quite a bit, and I've actually performed it before in paying gigs. But the thing is, it's the mentality and the approach in there and the writing style of Aaron that really kind of makes it come alive. Once again, a friend of mine, but brilliant. This is like the gateway, if you will. This is the gateway that if you get through it and you can apply it correctly, then you're ready to move on to like Pygmalion effects, and as different books come out, the Weaver's Underground to come out shortly. He's got a talk at the symposium coming up with Alon New and Jerome Finley. Aaron is the real deal because he's not a magician, he's not a mentalist, he's not a hypnotist, but at the same time he is kind of all three all in one. And you just have not really examined suggestion, I guess like what you call suggestion-based mentalism, hypnosis, and effects in general until you've explored the works of Aaron Alexander. And this is your gateway point right here. This is my gateway point, and this is still one of my most beloved things in the world. I loved it so much that I bought the book, and then I bought the printed edition afterwards when he released 2.0. And I was actually in the Bridge Extended, which should be coming out in a larger collection before long. So, we're going to go over the 10-minute mark, by the way. I don't care. I'm sharing books with you guys. If you like this, please like it and give me feedback. I think it's great that we share knowledge like this. I love this. This is the book. This is Divine by Colin MacLeod. No longer available, I don't think, but I come back to this book so often for inspiration that it's insane. So in it, I've actually personally used the Dunninger ploy subtleties. I've used Note to Self. I've used Perfect Prediction. I've used Noted. The ballet techniques are friggin' fantastic in that essay. Remarkable effect is amazing too. I haven't got a chance to use it yet, but for those who've seen the Penguin lecture, that's really, really great. You've seen some of this work. Additional thoughts is to die for if you can find a Kozar pad anymore. Cheese and rice. Direct flight, I've used that in situations, and I've gotten great reactions with that. Everything's great. I'm about to actually take out the mesmerized deck. I believe it's a mesmerized deck. Let me make sure it's the right one. It's the card. I believe it's a card memory effect. Pardon me real quick. I want to make sure I'm giving you right information. Yes, mesmerized deck. I'm about to take that out and start using that in my performances because I'm refining, you know, who I want to present myself to be and what abilities I want to present myself to have. So, outstanding work. I mean, worth every penny. It's paid for itself many times over. So, what could possibly be next? Well, I bet some of you are going to be shocked. I posted a review of this a while back. Kennedy's Bairn. This book is kind of like, in my opinion, if you want to do unique corporate mentalism or commercial mentalism in general, whether you're doing theater shows, whatever, Kennedy's done it all. He's done seance work, he's done theatrical seance work, he's done stage theater shows, he's done corporate events, he's done cruise ships. Ken does it all, man. He's even done close-up, and he doesn't even like doing close-up, but he does it anyway when he wants sometimes. And really, this should be your this is a guideline for how those effects should play, how they should work, really, and what impact they have. The reason I say that is because, once again, Kennedy's incredible, and I trust everything Kennedy says. But more than anything, it's captured here in what he signed it here. Once again, it's not popping up on the screen because I've got a bad resolution camera. There it is. He puts, Jacob, welcome to the workable. That is what this book is. This book is worth every penny. Every reread I get on it, it's like divine in a way. All of these books, by the way, have a tag kind of presence of, with every read I learn a little bit more and gain a little bit more knowledge, because there are things you miss on the first few reads that once you go back to them, you go, how in the hell did I miss that? That's why books are so beautiful, because they're devices used for gold mining. Bairn, fantastic. Really, the part on bookending, on the set bookended, alone is worth the price, because it really gets you going to say, wow, so this is how I can string these things together. There's theory in here. It's great. Amazing. These ones are great, too. I put a review of these. But once again, I just want to stress the importance of these books, in my opinion. And nobody seems to be paying attention, which is bull crap. These are excellent. The Phil Smith Trio. So, what do you get in these? These are just a collection of essays and effects by Phil Smith. And really not... some of the methods are just like older methods reapplied with new premises and new ideas and new concepts. But they're friggin' fantastic. Really, the essay, the premise notes in here are really amazing. This book really explores what it means to have a premise and how the premise is the overarching lie or the overarching fantasy that really makes our work come across as something more genuine and real. When we stay true to our premise, we tend to come across as a lot more credible, as a lot more entertaining. People are engaged further. People want to learn more because we aren't skipping around demonstrating that we can read minds and also we can control people's body language and actions. But at the same time, somehow we can also predict the headlines of a week later. It just things that don't congruently make sense. This book connects the dots and helps you make things make sense. So, I'm running out of room to put my books. Let me put my books down here. Oh! They've all fallen on me. Alright. Why do I do this? Why do I show you these books? Because these books have taken me from point A to B, almost to B. B is the dream, man. B is working full time. But they're taking me down that path, and they're getting into a place where I really just start to learn more and more and more. And I think that these books have a lot of benefits that can go to you guys as well. So I highly recommend to everyone watching this, whether you be like me and interested primarily in mentalism and hypnosis, or you be a magician, go out there and find out what is the workable and just ignore the rest for a while. These books I've just shown you all have really workable material. Some people will debate about especially True Mysteries. Some people can't pull it off, but I've pulled off True Mysteries for a variety of clientele, and they work out great. I mean, stuck in the moment, that's the effect that I originally looked at and said, that's stupid. And then I went out and did it, and it really impresses people. And then when you take the techniques of True Mysteries and apply them to the subtleties of old school mind reading and mind reading in general, such as what they do with the Ouija, what Fraser's done with his various billet techniques he has, just you get a myriad of beautiful effects. So, honestly, if this is beneficial to you, and if these are books that you own, that you may have thrown in the drawer and thought to yourself, maybe this isn't for me, I invite you as a friend just to pick them up again and go through and look at them. Because these are the books that have really shaped my kind of understanding and how I tend to look at things today. So, I want to thank you all again for tuning in. We're getting 16 minutes, so I'm going to end it on 16 minutes. Thank you very much.